So, I was reading about this Danish nurse who got deployed to a French hospital ship in the Mediterranean right before Christmas.
Really? That must have been quite an experience. What's her name?
Her name is Katrina, Langvad. She's part of the Danish Defense Medical Command. Normally,
okay.
she handles administrative tasks, but this time she went out as an operating room nurse.
Wait, so she usually works behind a desk and suddenly she's on a ship treating patients?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
She usually deals with things like sick leave reports, health cases, repatriation of soldiers, stuff like that.
That's a big shift.
It is. But she also works on projects like how to handle sexual assaults in the military and preparing health personnel for deployment. So she's quite involved in different areas.
So how did she end up on the hospital ship?
Well, France urgently requested a nurse and a physiotherapist to join their hospital ship, the Dixmude, and since she matched the profile and was available, she went.
I see.
It was quite short notice.
That's impressive. What was the mission about?
The Dixmude was treating wounded Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. They were stationed near Arish in Egypt, about 50 kilometers from Gaza.
Wow.
She said they treated many civilians, and a lot of them were children.
Children? That must have been emotionally tough.
Yeah, it was overwhelming, especially since she has 3 kids herself.
Yeah.
The injuries were unlike anything she'd seen before.
Like what kind of injuries?
They performed amputations, external fixations of fractures, wound cleanings, removed fragments, treated severe infections and burns. It was intense.
That's challenging on so many levels.
Definitely. She found it professionally exciting, but also very demanding.
Yeah.
The language barrier added to the challenge, too.
Oh, right. Most of the crew spoke French, didn't they?
Exactly. Only a few spoke a bit of English, so she was constantly trying to communicate.
Right.
It was exhausting, but rewarding.
It must have been like being immersed in a whole new world.
It was. She described the ship as being like an anthill where everyone had a specific function. The coordination effort was massive.
That's fascinating. It's amazing how such operations function smoothly.
Absolutely. And she was grateful to have a Danish colleague there, a physiotherapist, so they could support each other. They'd talk in the evenings to decompress.
Having that support makes a big difference.
Definitely. She realized how important it is to have good contact with people back home when you're deployed.
Yeah.
It really affects your well-being.
I imagine being away during the holidays made it even tougher.
For sure. But she felt the work was incredibly meaningful.
Right.
She couldn't imagine anything more rewarding.
It's inspiring to hear stories like hers.
It really is. And
Yeah.
now she can use this experience to better prepare other health professionals for deployment.
That's true. First-hand experience is invaluable in training others.
Exactly. She's involved in projects to ensure that reserve personnel are well prepared both professionally and personally. It's crucial work.
Speaking of reserve personnel, isn't it interesting how many different professionals are part of the Defense Medical Command?
Oh, absolutely. She works with doctors, physiotherapists, dentists, and even veterinarians. That surprised her at first, too.
Why are veterinarians involved?
Well, they take care of service animals like the dogs in the Sirius Patrol.
Makes
Plus,
sense.
they're experts in food hygiene, vaccines, and disease prevention.
That's fascinating. They play a vital role in overall mission health.
Exactly. It's all interconnected.
Right.
They advise on avoiding diseases from animals and insects, like snake bites and ticks.
It's a comprehensive approach to health and safety.
It is. And it highlights how diverse professions come together for a common goal.
Yeah.
Everyone has a specific role, just like in that anthill analogy.
I love that imagery. It shows how collaboration is essential in such environments. What do you mean?
Well, isn't it tough to go from desk work to intense operations without much notice? It could be demanding mentally and physically.
That's a good point, but perhaps that diversity keeps her sharp and engaged.
Yeah, you're probably right. It likely contributes to her adaptability and professional growth.
Exactly, and it seems she thrives on these different challenges.
True. Her experience certainly adds depth to her role in preparing others. She can empathize with what they'll face.
It's commendable. People like her make a significant impact behind the scenes.
Absolutely. It's like seeing all the pieces of a puzzle come together. It gives you a deeper appreciation for their work.
Maybe we should explore more stories like this in the future.
I agree. There are so many untold stories out there. It's worth diving into them.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing her story. It's been enlightening.
You're welcome. I'm glad we could discuss it.